Hey, I'm Virgo and this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. So, today I want to share the trip report of one of my strongest and deepest DMT trips. So I was at this wonderful beach in Portugal and I was sitting there in a cave. In a cave in the mountains a little bit up. It was named Barranco Beach and I had a beautiful look at the ocean and also a really beautiful vibe in the cave itself. So there were a lot of paintings and some things laying around, and so I decided to take a trip and to smoke some organic changa. I have some really good organic changa extracted with lemon oil and a lot of great plants in there. And I've tried it a couple of times before with around, I think, 0.1 grams. And so this time I decided to experiment with a little bit more. And so I decided to put 0.2 grams, so double the amount, in the pipe. And it was a simple wooden pipe, and I started to smoke the changa. And it was really one of the strongest and deepest DMT experiences I've had so far. It was incredible. It was undescribable. So stay tuned. I took three big hits. I managed to take 3 big hits and I tried to hold it in as long as possible. And I've already felt the first hit. It was coming on very fast. And it almost took me away after the second hit. It almost took me away, and it was hard to manage to take the third hit and to really focus. I really had to focus myself and ground myself in this reality because it wanted to take me away. And I took the third hit, and after that I was just gone. I was gone. Really far out. I closed my eyes and I wasn't even able to open my eyes. Sometimes in the DMT experience it is quite simple to remind myself of opening my eyes, but in this experience it took me so far out into this other reality, into this other realm, that it didn't even matter if I closed my eyes or if I opened my eyes. So I wasn't even able to think about opening my eyes. So far out I was. And my whole experience, my whole perception and awareness was replaced with this DMT realm. And I lost completely sense of all time and even space. So I wasn't even able to be aware of the perception of time or of the perception of space. And it is really hard to describe. I don't really know how to describe it because it's truly undescribable, this whole experience. What I can describe is the feeling of how strong it was. It was so strong. And it took me so far out that I couldn't even comprehend what was happening, that I can't even describe really what I saw. I don't saw really much visual wise, but a little bit was going on and all these sounds were going on, crazy sounds, and it was just it felt like I was in this rocket ship and it was shooting me through space, and it was so fast that I couldn't even really manage to be aware of what was really going on. It was so strong, and at one moment in this experience it was so strong that it was also kind of scary, because it was whoa, what is going on? I've never experienced this kind of experience before. It's so beyond words, but it was also really beautiful and profound, and it felt really sacred and divine. It was so powerful. And like after about maybe, I don't know how long it was, but after about maybe 5 minutes or so in this other realm really far out there where I couldn't really comprehend what was happening and I didn't know what to bring out of it, I opened my eyes and it was like I was coming back into my body, and it was like this wave of and I was back in the cave. And when I opened my eyes and I looked around at the paintings of the cave and the stones, and they looked absolutely incredible. It was so good. I really like the whole cave had a really special vibe to it, and I could really feel like the spirit of the cave, I don't know, and the paintings and everything made like perfect sense, and it was like this ancient feeling of being there and of experiencing this in this sacred place. It really felt really special in this cave. I've never experienced such a feeling before. And I saw like big, beautiful patterns all over the ocean. The look was beautiful, like the view. And I was just like, after I came out of this experience, I was just shocked and in wonder. I was like really in awe of how far I was out, and I was just like shocked and trying to comprehend what just happened, because it was so far out. It was so far out. And the first things that came to my mind again were like, wow, the typical wow, and the typical thank you for everything, just infinite gratitude, and the typical, I don't know what to make out of this. So, yeah, I just tried to comprehend or understand what just happened, but it was kind of like impossible because it was so deep. And then I tried to like let it go, the desire of trying to understand this experience, because yeah, I truly like experienced a state of not knowing, and I just decided to like let go into that feeling of not knowing and just to be and just to let it be. So I don't know what the message of this trip was, but afterwards I was just like really I was crying in gratitude of this experience. I just laid down on my knees, head on the ground, and I was just like, wow, thank you for this experience. Thank you like for being alive, that I'm able to experience it. And I really just cried because like so much emotion came up from me, because it was so profound and so significant and so sacred. And so I was just sitting there and I cried in gratitude. And I laughed really loud. Like just this laughter of like is like a following state of the state of not knowing, because it was so other and so alien and so sacred, and I couldn't comprehend what was happening. And so I just first I cried in gratitude, and then I laughed in like this state of not knowing, and it was just wow, it was just incredible. So after that, even like 20 minutes after the experience, it was really like hard to remember. After 20 minutes I tried to write it down, to integrate it, but it was just so far out that it was directly after the experience it was hard to remember what just happened. It was hard to really comprehend it. So I meditated in stillness a little bit to let the experience sink in. And even after that, I took some rapé just to ground myself after the meditation, because it was still like after 20 minutes, I was still so far out, and it was just so not really difficult to comprehend, but it was just so far out that it was really difficult. So I decided to take a rapé I took a rapé to settle down more into the ground and the meditation, to ground myself. And I really had like awareness of my thinking afterwards and of my unnecessary thoughts about the future or the past. And I was just for like half an hour to an hour, I was just really present. I was just like really in the here and the now. And it was a beautiful feeling. And it was a truly humbling experience as well. So it reminded me again of the like respect towards the DMT, because it is such a powerful experience. Every experience is kind of different, but like it was humbling in a way that like, and a good reminder like to know my dose. Like I took 0.1 and it was fine, it was a good experience. 0.15 is a really strong and powerful and sometimes even overwhelming experience. And so the 0.2, at least of this changa, was like really far out there, and after that I didn't went that far again. So I didn't took like 0.2 again. For now, I think I will try to do it another time and even go like a little bit higher. That's the beautiful part about it. We can go higher and deeper and experience more of it. But like sometimes the higher dosages, like 0.2 in this case, are like more difficult to integrate and more difficult to take anything out of it. So it was in that sense really a humbling experience. It was really powerful and also like really interesting in a sense, because I was in this other realm. I was there, you know, and the beings were there and the sounds, and it was so much going on. It was far out. So yeah, and in this beautiful cave, perfect setting. I loved that cave, and yeah, I didn't know what else to say about it or to make out of it. So that was my experience, one of the strongest and deepest DMT experience I've had so far in this beautiful cave. And that is it. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, for listening to me, and for being interested in these topics, like using psychedelics for self-actualization, for self-realization, and also just like for the case of exploring the psychedelic realm. It doesn't always have to be connected to self-actualization or self-realization or enlightenment, but it also can just be really interesting to explore these other realms, just like from the perspective of curiosity and of the explorer spirit. So at least some of these experiences are more in that category. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in these topics, like working with psychedelics, exploring the psychedelic realms, and also like enlightenment, self-actualization and self-realization, or stepping into your authenticity to live a more fulfilling life, then you can subscribe to this channel. I will share a lot more life trips in the future, and trip reports, and also like insights about self-realization. So subscribe to this channel if you want to follow me on this journey of self-actualization and be part of this beautiful community of beautiful like-minded people. Thank you, every one of you who's watching and who's following me on this journey. Really thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you can follow me on Instagram. Maybe I will share like travel stories and some short insights there, and you can join our Facebook group. We are on Facebook and we're just coming together, and it's slowly starting. So thank you very much for watching. Wow, infinite gratitude and infinite love to you. Namaste, aho, and I will see you in the next one.